We can tell you the sharper image is cutting away the competition. That luxury retailer opened trading on the Nasdaq this morning to celebrate its 25th anniversary. It sells gadgets, of course, that range in the price from $25,000 to $25,000. Sales in March up 18%, and the company says it sees a narrower than expected loss for its first quarter. Stock has shot up more than 200% over the last year. Joining us from the Nasdaq to tell us what Sharper Image is doing to stay on the cutting edge is Chairman and CEO Richard Thalheimer. Good to see you on the program. I feel like I should call you Inspector Gadget.
Thank you.
You know, you have this concept where you think you don't need anything until you walk into the Sharper Image store and suddenly you see all these things you never thought of before. I find it intriguing that your sales are so strong even at a time where you think perhaps some people would eventually curtail some spending. Not the case, though. What's bringing people into the stores and making them buy?
Well, I think the most important trend for us has been the last 5 years we've moved our product line more and more toward useful products for the home. So although we still have lots of fun things, we also have lots of useful things like our silent air purifier.
Mr. Thalheimer, you talk about your change in your mix in the Ultimate Gadget store. In terms of your mix between the traditional male customer, I think, which is your first emphasis, you seem to have expanded your product offerings. Can you talk to us about that transition?
Absolutely. You know, we decided about 10 years ago we had to change our business model. So without losing the fun and the glamour, we made a deliberate effort to make products for women as well as men, and today our customer is 50% women, and also to make products that fit a niche to make your home more comfortable, to make your living easier. So whether it's a hair dryer or a nose hair trimmer or an air filter or a fun toy, you can find all kinds of products today at the Sharper Image, and that's what's fueling our sales.
Do you change your strategy for the next couple of decades, or do you think you've got the winning combination now by reaching out a little bit more and broadening the product line?
Yes, and the other important change, which I must mention, is that now almost 3/4, 75% almost, of all the products in our stores and catalog and internet are products that are only available from the Sharper Image. So we don't have any price competition anymore. That's really helped us raise our margins.
I would think so. Richard Thalheimer, congratulations on hanging out there at the Nasdaq for your celebration. Thanks for joining us for a few moments.
Thank you.
We're going to break away from the market.
Is CNBC's Morning Call with Ted David and Martha McCallum.
Good. To say shares of the Sharper Image have risen sharply in the past few months would be an understatement, especially retailer stock up 70% year to date. Here's the year-to-date chart. Look at that. This morning, Sharper Image founder, chairman, and CEO Richard Thalheimer rang the Nasdaq opening bell to celebrate his company's 25th anniversary and 15th year of trading on the Nasdaq. Mr. Thalheimer joins us now from the market site. Good morning to you.
Thanks for having me.
You know, I was going to talk nostril hairs again, but ever since he sent me that turbo, there's nothing left to talk about. So let's move on here. This has to be a very special day for you. When you started 25 years ago, what was your mission?
Oh, I just wanted to find unique products and show them to people in an intelligent way.
Has it changed at all? And how did going public 15 years ago perhaps change things a bit for you?
Oh, you know, I think the fun thing about being public is when you're doing well, it's great. And when you're not doing so well, you get beat up.
Your same-store sales for March were up 18%. Total company sales up 30%. What's that mean for the bottom line? You're up in guidance, aren't you?
We are, and this is a record revenue year, and we'll have an excellent earnings year, it appears, at the moment. We're really on a hot trend right now, Ted.
What's been the driving force? I mean, you know, we kid around about this nostril hair trimmer, but you have so many other products that are clearly Sharper Image products and proprietary. What's driving things here?
Well, you know, about 10 years ago, we started our own design group to make products ourselves. And so we're making products now in several areas, like personal care with the nose hair trimmer. For women, we make beautiful conditioning hair dryers. For the home, we make air filtration products that are silent and use virtually no electricity. So these products have become very useful, very attractive, and the consumers have really responded.
Where? On the internet? In the retail stores, catalogs, infomercials, where?
Well, we'll do almost $500 million this year or more, and about half of that, or 60%, is our 100 retail stores, and then the balance is the internet and the catalog, with the catalog being the bigger part.
And what about internet? How, we heard about the problems with the internet. To what extent did you feel some of that?
Well, last year we were relatively flat in the internet. This year so far, at least in March, the internet was up 37% for us, and that'll be about a $70 million, $80 million business this year. So that's a real profitable area for us as well.
You have 100 stores?
112 right now.
112. And is that going to increase?
We're going to add 15 to 20 new stores this year.
At what point do you worry about oversaturation or that there's a Brookstones next door?
Well, we only have 112 stores, so that's not very many. Brookstone is a wonderful company. I love them dearly, but quite frankly, our products really aren't the same anymore, so that's good.
25 years in business. Biggest defeat, biggest victory?
I think the biggest defeat was in 1989 when we had the only loss in our history, and we had to really rethink our business model. But out of those ashes came the SHRP Image Design Group. Now we make our own products, get our own patents, have unique products. And I think our biggest victory, honestly, is probably this year as we reach 500 million of sales and celebrate our 25th anniversary.
We want to point out of the 4 analysts who cover the SHRP Image, one rates at a strong buy, and if we can bring that up, let's see, scroll up please so I can finish reading this. One rates at a strong buy, 2 rated a moderate buy, 1 rates at a hold, nobody's rating it a moderate sell, nobody rates it a strong sell. Where do you want to see your share prices a year from now? You've got a range here, $6.57 to $21.07 in the $20 area right now.
Well, there are other retailers that I respect, like Tiffany or Williams-Sonoma, who typically command PE multiples that are more in the 25 to 30 range. If we could achieve that, we could see our stock someday become a $25 or $35 stock, and that'd be a wonderful lifetime goal for me.
Did you have obviously not, any problems during the so-called recession we had with people figuring, you know what, the stuff at SHRP Image is something I can do without? Apparently not.
Well, I think one of the good things about this recession for the SHRP Image was we showed analysts and investors we could weather the storm. We managed our business very well. We stayed profitable, and now we're poised to do really well for the next 2 years.
Good to have you, sir. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks,
again.
Ted.
Richard Thalheimer, CEO of the SHRP Image from the Nasdaq market site. 15 years trading at the Nasdaq as of today.
Coming up on Morning Call, oil is
Good morning. This is Greg Moorcroft with CBS MarketWatch in New York. My guest today is Richard Thalheimer, the founder, chairman, and chief executive of the SHRP Image. Welcome, Richard. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, earlier this week, you made some comments about sales. You reported your same-store sales up 18%. Sales for the month up 30%. Tremendous growth. What's the secret there?
All the products across the board have really been selling, and of course the Ionic Breeze air filters have just been doing wonderfully well.
Well, so what's driving your business, though? What are you seeing people in the whole sort of post-September 11th mood that we've seen so many retailers talk about, where people are staying home and buying things for the home? Have you seen an increase in business?
Well, I think that's exactly right. I think people are spending a little bit less on travel. They're enjoying making their homes more livable, and we've developed a line of products that really work for the home, and they've been very well received.
Well, now we were talking before we went on here about some background, and something I found interesting. Maybe you can elaborate here for our viewers. That a lot of your business, the growth, the profit in your business is the private label stuff, is the SHRP Image things. Is that a business that's growing fast for you? Are you investing in that?
Well, this is our 25th anniversary. About 10 years ago, we changed our business model to go toward making products ourselves. So today, almost 3/4, 75% almost, of everything we sell is products you only find at the SHRP Image, and that really changed our business entirely.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, how is that? You have the retail sales, you do the catalog, and you have a web business. How does that break down? Is one of those growing faster than the others, or?
Yeah, we'll approach about 500 million this year. A little over half, about 60%, is our 112 retail stores, and then the balance is between the internet and the catalog, with the catalog being the bigger portion of that. But all three grew about 30% this past month.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, you said when you reported your same-store sales, you also spoke about growth in new stores and so forth. You say you were going to hope to grow about 10 to 15% per year with stores. How many stores per year is that? How many stores do you see opening this year?
Well, we only have 112 stores right now, so we think that we can add roughly 15 to 20 a year. And we're on target to do that this year. Mm-hmm. And we're going to do that, try and keep going at that rate for about the next 3 or 4 years.
Could you tell us where a couple of those stores might be, so fans of your catalog, maybe you'll have a store to go to? And
Oh, gosh. Well, you know, we keep opening in every major urban area. We just opened up in Bellevue, Washington. Of course, our Rockefeller Center store has done great. We just opened yesterday in Woodbury Commons. So Florida, Texas, I mean, every area of the country actually has continued to do well for us.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, you've done very well in what over the last couple of months have been, or last year or so, 18 months, have been a difficult economy. As a retail person, you have your finger sort of on the pulse, the consumer. Are they coming back even stronger than they've held up?
Absolutely. You know, you're just right on with that. I would say the consumer has come back steadily since September 11th. Now things are almost back to normal. But what's happened in America, as we all know, is there's so many competing retailers selling the same type of product that the goal today is to differentiate yourself and to have original product that no one else has. And those are the companies that are succeeding.
Mm-hmm. Now, you certainly would be considered sort of a niche player. I mean, your products are innovative and a little different than things that you would generally find. Do you, with your success, do you see some of the bigger companies, the Walmarts and so forth, trying to compete with you on some of your products, or are they leaving you alone?
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. 10 years ago, that was a problem for us. Today, we really specialize in products that no one else has, and whether it's a unique hair dryer that conditions your hair, or the world's best nose hair trimmer, or our unusual stereos that are so unusual and attractive. We have products that literally no one has, and so I think we've insulated ourselves from that threat.
Mm-hmm. So we've got another 30 seconds or so here. Are you on a fiscal year or a calendar year? Will you be reporting first quarter earnings soon? Or?
Yeah, about the middle of May.
Okay, and what should we look for there?
Well, last year we were about a 23-cent loss. The forecast right now is to reduce that to mid-single digits, so maybe just a few pennies of loss, because we're on track to have a real good year.
All right, well, we'll watch for it. Middle of May, you say, yes? May 24th or so?
In the middle of May, 15th.
Okay, great. Well, Richard, thank you very much for being with us, and congratulations on 25 years.
Thank you.
Okay, my guest today has been Richard Thalheimer, Sharper Image's founder, chairman, and chief executive. I'm Greg Moorcroft with CBS MarketWatch in New York.